Hey y'all, how's it going today? I don't know what's going on with my cameras today, but baby, we're not gonna worry about it. We're gonna go. The show must go on. I can get some work done and talk to you guys. Let's talk to you guys about your passion. And is your passion keeping you broke? Right? So I heard somebody say that I'm fine with just, crafting is my passion or whatever it is that you like to do, right? This is my passion, and I'm just happy to be able to make things in my spare time, just kind of do what I want to do, right? So they just happy at doing that. And if I make $4 or $5 and I've worked on a project for 2 hours, I'm happy. Hmm, I don't know. Somebody got to make that make sense for me. Hey, Cleve. Hey, survival to strength. Somebody has to make that make sense for me, right? Because we all want to do things that we're passionate about. I'm working in Corel Draw today, y'all. We all want to do things that we're passionate about, right, in life. Your passion you should be making money from whatever it is that you're passionate about doing. Whatever your gift is, God wants you to make money doing it. You should be able to make a living doing whatever your gift is, right? So I know a lot of times people start out and they're like, okay, I'm gonna just try this, and maybe you just playing around with stuff, but at the point that you start literally purchasing heat presses, purchasing printers, purchasing equipment, that is not becoming a hobby, right? You starting to purchase more and more and more. You got to know, like, okay, when is this just a hobby? Okay, I kind of like making t-shirts for myself, but now I want to start doing stuff. I miss the stars. The stars are missing on there. Yeah, them little bitty stars, y'all, they missing. And I know we're not gonna be able to put them on there. So what we're gonna do is we're going to add some stars. So people will, you have to know, like, when does things change for you? Like, if you got started and you was just like, oh, and that's how most people start, right? You start because you like doing something. For me, in my t-shirt business, I started because I had a boutique. I always loved doing fashion and stuff like that. But straight from the get-go, it was like, okay, I need to make some money. But if you start doing, you start doing something, then you're like, okay, well, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good with this. Where are my shapes? The shape tool should be under. Here I am, y'all, looking. Sometime I'm telling y'all, I don't do a lot of stuff anymore. So it's kind of hard for me to find stuff. Like, I can't find the shape tool. Let me take it off and put it back on. Take it off and put it back on. It should be right there. But what people do is you start, you start doing something, and then the more you do it, you say, oh, okay, hey, I really kind of like that. And then did they move the shape tool? Nope, nope, nope. It should be down here with these circles and squares and things, y'all. Hold on, let me find this because I done got discombobulated. Rectangle tools, ellipse tools. There they is, shape tools. Okay, found it. So sometimes people will, and they're going to be white. Sometimes what happens to people is they'll start, like, let's say you started with your hobby. Let's say it's your hobby. and you realize, okay, I'm starting to make a little bit of money doing whatever this hobby is, right? So you're like, okay, I started making a little money doing this. And then for me, I purchased a heat press just because my son wanted to do shirts for his friends. He wanted to make shirts. He actually wanted shirts for himself. But for me, it was like, oh, I could probably make a little money with this, right? So I purchased the heat press and then I started doing a few shirts. And it started out, I'm doing stuff for him. And then it was like, tell your friends, your mama do shirts. Your mama can do this for them too. So I started doing a few t-shirts for his friends and stuff. And I immediately, like, once you know that something is for you and you make a little bit of money off of it, I don't know about y'all, but baby, once I make a little bit of coin, it's game over. That's when I'm just gonna, I just can't, I just don't know how to, like, not make money. Once you do something, it's like, okay, I made a little bit of money from that. Okay, now let me make a lot of money from that and figure out how I can make more money, right? Because this is the thing. I talk to people, and sometimes people are like, if I make just a little bit of money, I'm okay. I'm gonna tell y'all what's wrong with that thinking. It's a broke mindset. Broke mindset. And it's not being mean or not being rude or anything like that. But that's what it is. When you think like that, this is what happens. Even when you are trying to this is the problem with a lot of people who are trying to grow their business. Now I'm gonna give y'all some family business tea today. Okay. With people who are trying to grow their business, gets caught up in this same thing. Get caught up in the same exact thing. Okay. Because what happens is you trying to build a business and you like, I really don't have the experience or I'm really not that good. And so that should have been the three at the bottom, two in the middle, three should be three, two, three, two, three. So I need one more three. Uh, People are like, okay, I'm really trying to grow a business with this, right? I want to do this. But what happens is you don't know how to price. So because you don't know how to price, you're like, okay, I really don't know how to price this. So I'm just going to Control G. I'm just going to go ahead and just do it for them for free. Or people are saying, well, how much are you going to charge me? Oh, well, it's when you say that oh and that and even with your family or your friends, and you start telling them, well, I'm really just getting started, like you really, and you act like you really don't know what you're doing, then guess what? That's when you're gonna have that problem. That's when all of your worst nightmares are going to come true. And you will be doing work for people forever for the rest of your life if you don't change that mindset. Because what happens is you don't know your prices, how much you should charge for something. So since you don't know, once you give that person that very first time that you say, hey, I'm gonna do it for X amount, it's game over, right? That very first time that you say, hey, I can do it for, well, just give me $10 or just give me $15. You stuck at that for life with that person, with that customer. Once you change the price, 9 times out of 10, 9.9 times out of 9, yeah, 9.9 times out of 10. Once you do that, it's done. You done for. You literally done for, y'all. Because people are not going to want you to change the price on them, right? So what happens is you stuck and you like, well, I'm making a little bit of money, and as long as I get something, As long as I make something, I need to pay this bill. So I'm just trying to get the money. I'm just trying to get that money. This happens to people who make thousands and thousands of dollars, have thousands of dollar sales. Like you may have sell something and your product, you would say, oh, okay, well, I'm getting $1,500 for it every time I sell it, but you could be getting $7,000 for it or $3,000 for it, things like that, right? So sometimes you have to look, you have to know the market, and you have to understand that the difference between hooks. It's what people don't understand. I was talking to somebody the other day, right? Because y'all know I'm getting ready to drop this software. Well, the software that I'm about to drop, I'm dropping it at a cost of $88 a year. Now, when you hear $88 a year, you're like, oh, that's good. $88 for the whole year? Yes, $88 for the whole year, right? But then you have to have pricing tiers. So you have to have, whenever you're selling something, you might have something for this customer that's a customer that's just starting out, or a customer that just needs something real quick and fast. But then you have your higher end over here. I have this product that's $8.99 for the whole year, right? And a lot of times what people do is people don't really understand. They don't understand the difference between, oh, this is a special or this is a hook. They don't know what a cohort is. And so a lot of times businesses, you drop a cohort when you're just starting out. You're starting out and it's a one-time special. Like y'all see, you saw, what's their names? Oh, X2 did it. X2 did it when they dropped their X2 machine, right? They did it. They came out and they did it. You saw, not only did you see them do it, you've probably seen, what's the name? You've probably seen, I think Omni dropped a DTF printer. They did it. But you see, all of these companies do it, right? But that price that you start out, which it's not to stay. It's not going to be a permanent deal. So like if you are starting out and you really don't know your prices, you might say, well, girl, I'm learning. Today I'll give it to you for this price, but this is going to be this amount, right? But I don't believe in doing that at all, right? If you are not like doing a grand opening or dropping a product and it's a one-time special, even when you learning, you still got to pay for your materials. You got to pay for those printers, all the stuff that you have. You should be making some money off of your gift and your talent. And the only way that you're going to be happy, only way that you're going to end up being happy in life, y'all, is if your talent helps you make enough money to where you're not broke. Where you're not broke. Nobody wants to live broke. And what happens is, like me, I like cold air. Don't y'all like cold air in the summer? I stay in Texas and it gets hot, okay? So when I remember there was a time in my shop that we were doing contract printing, okay? And with contract printing, you're getting the lowest of the low. And I was literally trying to compete with all of these big companies, right? I was trying to compete with these big companies that, trying to compete with these big companies. I was trying to compete with these big companies, y'all, and keep my prices like around about where their prices were, right? Because I wanted the business. But then I realized, dang, it's costing me an arm and a leg to run the AC unit, to run this big conveyor dryer, have big conveyor dryer with 3 chambers in it. It's costing me so much to run this unit that I can't keep doing this. I'm getting up and I was working from 7, 8 o'clock in the morning and leaving at maybe sometimes 11, 12 o'clock at night, sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning, go home, barely get to see my father, and then turn around and go back. And I remember I had the big roll up door in the back, right? 2 automatic machines running. Everything that I wanted. My mama was, you done made it. I was making money hand over fist. Okay. I was making so much money. Customers were calling. The website was jumping. We had a nice showroom where we had an online designer. That was the first time I had my online designer. I had the online designer feature there. Customers could come in and self-serve. We were able to do classes. We were able to do all of this stuff. But my freaking overhead was killing me because my prices were too low. I was trying to compete in someone else's arena. I was trying to compete in someone else's arena. And I literally lost my passion. Literally lost it and did not want to do it anymore. And I told Ken, this ain't working for me. I want to go get my nails done. I don't want my skin keep breaking out. My hair is a hot mess. It was just, it's hot in here because we can't run the damn AC like we want it to because we're not making enough money. All of my money was going to my employees. You got 4 or 5 employees, baby. You talking about some overhead, right? So until you learn, I was forced to learn pricing. And the crazy thing about it is I was already 10 years in the game, okay? Or more. And I knew pricing. But because everybody was, you should start doing contract pricing. You start doing contract pricing. I had my Facebook group. Everybody was doing contract pricing. Well, I'm going to do contract pricing too. I'm going to start doing this too. And I realized that I was running off my money customers, fucking around, trying in somebody else's playing field, right? Doing something, trying to follow somebody else, trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to do something else. I went back to wholesale retail pricing, right? And saying, I'm not dealing with big companies that need, if you need 1,000 shirts, fine. I'll help you. I'll print it, but I'm not going to print it at, what were they printing at back then? 40 cents a swipe, 30 cents a swipe, something. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going up to $1 a swipe. This is when prices have totally changed now. So don't take these numbers, right? Going up to $1 a swipe. How many prints can we do on this automatic? Can we, I think we did a $4 special where we were doing like a it was $3.95. We was doing a $3.95 special. I think t-shirts back then was like $1. We could run 100 piece job in 15 minutes, right? So we calculating, right? So okay, we can run 100-piece job in 15 minutes. So we do 400-piece jobs in an hour on one automatic, right? If you got 2 automatics, then you can double that. You can do 8 jobs. Okay. You're looking at, okay, 100 shirts gonna cost me $100. And so then you say, okay, well, I'm gonna make $300 off of each one of these. 300 in an hour. That's how we ran automatic, right? Got 2 automatics. That's how we ran. That's how we started running our specials. And that's how we started making our money, right? That was one special. We took that one special and we made it nothing but black ink. So while you can do things and to grow your business and you have your hook, you have that one deal, everything can't be a deal. This one special is small through extra large. You can't add 2X's to it. You can't get anything but white shirts with black ink. That was the deal, right? And we grew that way. That's how we pulled ourselves up out of everything and started reworking our prices, making sure, writing down everything and making sure, okay, here's my overhead. When I built the t-shirt calculator, I went back in and I updated it so that you could have your expenses. So you know, okay, this is my overhead. These are this is my operational costs. This is what I'm spending money on, right? And so when I look at that and I say, okay, well, this is where I'm at here now, where I'm spending money at. This is where I'm at. This is my overhead. Even though I'm in my home, I still got an office downtown that I paid for faithfully. Okay, just paid the bill today. Still have to pay for it. Right now. I'm online. Hey, I gotta pay for the YouTube, the YouTube subscription where I don't have any, any commercials. I gotta pay for my software. I gotta pay for stuff to promote. I gotta pay for all of this stuff. The camera that costs money, the computer that costs money. Every little thing that you do in your business, even if you start out and this is like your hobby, and that computer was for personal use, that computer now then at some point becomes your business computer, right? And so you gotta make your passion turn into profit for you. You just have to. And that's the only way that you're going to grow, is if you make money for you. Hold on, y'all. So I think there is, let me view this in wire format so I can see what I got going on here. Turn this red. And then the rest, I think all the rest is fine. Go back and view. But that's the only way. The only way for you to really grow and make money is for you to hexachrome. That's fine. We'll do that. We'll take all of this other and put it in hexachrome. And take this one and put it in hexachrome. I don't think that this bottom piece is supposed to be on here. I'm not sure, but it's on the proof, so it is what it is. Oh, you know what? I don't know why I'm putting it in hexachrome right now, y'all, because I literally am going to have to send a job proof of this, so I might as well not put it in hexachrome right now because I got to do a job proof. So let's just drop it here. But yeah, you gotta, if you're gonna grow, any type of business, you just have to know that, hey, I gotta have certain things, right? I gotta do this. I gotta make money for me. And so then you have to, and this is what I tell everyone. This is what I tell everybody that I work with. Regardless of how you feel, you have to have a price list. I don't care if your pricing is, you can say, okay, well, I don't really know my prices. You got to have a price list. I'm not for hard prices being like written down, right? I have my online designers, my online calculators and stuff like that. My desktop stuff, you're able to maneuver and change things because you've got, let's say if somebody wants puff ink, it's going to be more expensive, things like that. But you have to charge people for every little thing that they want. I had a lady call me this morning. She said, I really want to do business with you. And I've gotten online. I've looked at your online. I got the pricing online and it came out to almost $200 for 19 shirts. Well, that's a good deal. That's a good deal. You using the cheapest of the cheap. You getting, I think it was ended up being like six. When I put it in, it was like six. Was it 19 or was it 12? Whatever it was, it ended up being like $16.50 or something like that, a shirt. Now, the DTF people, can do that same shirt for me for $12. Well, baby, go over there to the DTF people and let them do that shirt for you for $12 because we screen printing over here, right? And that's a really good deal. I turned it down. When I turn down money, sometimes you have to turn down money to make money. When you turn down money, it makes room for you to make more money. You might say, well, I can't be turned down money. I ain't got no customers coming. Then you find better customers, right? Because the only way you're going to be able to live and be happy in your passion is to figure out how much money you want to make an hour. For me, that number was $250 an hour. And it ain't never changed. That's my minimum. That has been my minimum for a long time. Hey T, how you doing? Hey Erica. That has been my minimum for a very long time. So when I sit down and I say, okay, what number shirts can I do and what's going to be the profit, right? In a quick way for you guys to like understand pricing. Like if you're not able to afford a pricing system at the time, right, is to say, okay, I need to make at least 3 times whatever this costs me to make, the cost of the shirts, the cost of the print, all of that stuff, whatever it costs me to make, sit down and figure that out and say, okay, I'm gonna times that by 3. So not times it by 3, but let's say it's $20, or I want to do a number that's easy, $21. So it cost me $7 to make it. I got another $7 in profit and another $7. So you just do 7, 7, 7, right? 10, 10, 10. And that's how you can come up with basic pricing to where you know that, hey, I can win. And the reason is because in business, they say if you make a 30% profit, just 30%, right? Most printers I know, they only make it 30% profit. They only make it 30% profit, right? Because they got all the overhead, the shop overhead, the employees, all of that stuff, right? When you're working at home, you can literally make more profit and put more profit in you should have at least 50% profit, okay? The reason I told y'all a 30 is because when you price it at a certain price, your regular price, now you got an opportunity to have sales. And that's how they price in retail. So now you have the opportunity to where you can have a sale, and you can have a sale. And if I have a sale with that last $7, right? And I knock that last $7 and say, okay, we're going to have a $5 off sale today. I still doubled my money plus made $2. So that's how things work. Now, if you have a digital product, which I'm really, really big on now, and I'm going to start training on digital products. Once I drop these 8 products, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a digital training. Because as you start growing in your t-shirt business and things, you're going to end up, you may end up, hold on, hold them up. As your t-shirt business starts growing, then you may end up deciding, okay, it's time for me to do a pivot, but I'm going to pivot and add some more things that I like, right? Everybody's doing digital products, but a lot of people's digital products are not selling. Everybody's telling everybody do PDFs. Oh, just go over to ChatGPT, have it write a book for you, have it write a program, have it do this, have it do that. I'm gonna tell y'all, here's the truth about it. I was talking to somebody last night, and we was actually talking about writing in code and different AIs being able to write code for you, right? All of them literally are garbage. If you're writing something quick and easy, then they can help you. If you do something like Canva is always going to change the code when you go into it. If you try to code over in ChatGPT or in Gemini, then it'll write code probably to about 150 lines of code. It'll struggle at 200 lines of code. So if you're writing something that's got thousands of lines of code, 200, 2,000, 3,000 lines of code or more, it's going to always change and mess up. Like it'll go in, it'll try to condense things and change things. So if you want to get into when people tell you to go and make things, like they're making little small things, but if you want to make something that no one else can make, then you have to take the time out to start learning to code, right? And you have to at least know what the basic structure is. Like you don't have to know, literally know everything, but you need to know how, you need to know what does what, right? You need to know that your HTML is your building. You need to know that your JavaScript, that's your codes. That's what I'm good at, is the JavaScript, writing code. So you got to be good with math, with mathematics. If this, then do that, right? That's functions. So you can do if functions, which is gives you different scenarios. You have to know what CSS is. So while you can do a lot of things with AI, you still got to go and educate yourself so that you know what all of this stuff means, right? And you don't have to go to school to learn how to code, because I didn't go to school to learn how to code, right? I literally, and this is when it comes to, this is when we start talking about like passion, right? Tell y'all about how it started for me, right? So for me, when we talk about passion, right? Living in your passion, I always tell y'all, if I wasn't dealing with clothing and apparel, which is my first passion, right? I would be doing something with computers. Okay. God gave me a gift. So my gift ended up becoming my passion, right? So my God-given gift is I have the ability to work with my hands. I can look at anything that I see, I can remake it, I can remix it. He gave me a brain that's out of this world, right? That I can look at something and say whether it's a picture on a wall, that picture is crooked, things like that. I can look at a shirt, I can look at a design, and I can break that design down and all of that. And at the same time, while I can do that, I can look at a program and I can say, this makes this do this. Okay, I'm going to add this. I'm going to do this. And then it can add real life experiences into it, right? And so for me, I always was great at math. Don't like to brag, right? But there was a time that like I was literally smarter than my teachers in school, in math, in college. I just couldn't be touched, right? And I knew that. I remember my mom telling me, "You ain't never do no homework." Um, I didn't have to. I attribute that to my father. I was just lucky to get something in my genes. That's why I say it's God-given gift, right? Because who doesn't have to study? Who just knows who just can sit up and just write long complex formulas? And I was doing this in like 7th, 8th grade, right? So I had no idea that I was going to like computers. I fell into, so my gift, I ended up falling into it and it became a passion. My brother, when we were gonna do start a computer business, because we were gonna sell computers. I wanted to learn how to fix computers, so I started breaking stuff down. Y'all know me, I would break down some stuff in a minute, okay? So I started breaking the computers down, looking at the computers. What makes this work? Do, right? And so then eventually, so my brother, a lot of times people think that um, they don't understand like the journey, right? For me, and this is in my 20s. My brother was writing computer programs. Y'all know the video games, the old school arcade games, right? My brother has a gift of building. My other brother has a gift of building. All of us have a gift of working with our hands and figuring out things and dealing with measurements and dealing with science and computers and being very technical people, right? And so my brother started building these programs. At the time, my brother was building programs. He was getting stuff from over in China, computer chips and all of this stuff, and putting these programs together and stuff. And so I found it interesting. But then it was like, okay, well, what do I do with it? Right? You see where I'm going? So we talking before AI. We talking 20 years before AI. And my baby sister, right, is the one I told y'all. My baby sister is the one that told me when t-shirt calculators were $1,500. A $1,500 piece of software called T-Quoter is what they had, that would allow you to go in there and poop poop put it in there just like you do my stuff now and get your price. It was $1,500. I couldn't afford $1,500. To me, what you mean $1,500? I couldn't afford $1,500. People would call, ask me for pricing. I would be on the phone like a lot of people. Well, let me. I'm gonna have to call and check, get the price for the shirts, and then let me figure it out, and I'll call you back. Right? That was what I would have to do. Let me get a quote together for you, and you need two colors on the front, one on the back. Okay, and I would take out down the information about what type of t-shirts they needed, what color inks they wanted, and all of that. And then I would get off the phone and I would sit there and I would do all the calculations. I would go over to different companies' websites, find the shirts that I needed to find, and tally everything up. My sister walked in and she said, "What are you doing?" I'm over there doing all of this addition and subtraction and calculations and multiplications and whatnot, right? And I said, "Girl," I said, "it takes me like 30 minutes to give a quote because I gotta go look for this and go look for that and figure out how much this ink costs. If it's a special ink, we don't have it, right? I gotta figure out all of this stuff." And she said, "You need a software to do that." And I said, "Girl, I told her, I said, sis, it's $1,500. And she said, "You need to build your own." That's how the t-shirt calculator came to be. At that time, I was going by Miss T because y'all know everybody called me T. And that's how I started building a basic spreadsheet. Went in, started doing that, and then got into Excel and was like, okay, I could write in macros. It was nothing for me to do macros and stuff like that. So started doing that type of stuff, and then just got deeper and deeper in, right? And as the years went, I started looking at people, started educating myself, started reading books, right, on things. Speed reading, I prefer to learn by books. I still prefer to learn by books and reading, y'all. I actually think that when you read stuff online on your phone, you don't retain as much. And when you have a physical book, something that you can go to and refer to, you can highlight shit, you can make codes, you can write notes, you can put pieces of paper in there, dividers and all that stuff, and then it becomes your go-to, right? So I would do all of that stuff. And as I got better, I just got better and better and better. And then I remember when my brother created a program at his job, and he could not benefit from it because he did it in the confines of his job, right? And so it was like, sis, I can't even make no. I was like, oh, you could sell it, you can make money. So I started, okay, I'm gonna start making programs. So it's okay, I'm gonna start doing stuff for Corel Draw. So y'all get me? I fell into my passion. I didn't have a passion for it. I just had a talent. So, like, when you look at the things that you do right today, what are you doing it for? Is it something that is your talent? Something that you you're doing something? Is it something that it's like, okay, this is literally like I'm good at this one thing. You can be good at, let's take Ken for example. My husband, he have worked a day in his life, okay? But it ain't been many, okay? I remember when Kiana wanted to go to school to be a school teacher, we didn't want my daughter to be a school teacher. We did not want her to be a school teacher. I was wrong for that, right? And I've since apologized. But I did not want her to be a school teacher because in my mind and where my walks of life, everybody says school teachers are broke. You'll never have a fulfilling life. You'll never make any money. You got a grandfather that's an entrepreneur that ain't never worked a day in his life. Okay. You got, or when I say never worked a day in your life, it means like for somebody. Never worked a day in his life for anybody. Always had his own business. You got, you come from people that are heavily in the medical field, and then you have the entrepreneur side. So it's only two sides to my family. Either you're a nurse, a doctor, a radiology, you're into something, right? You're my sister, my brother, my older sister, clinical psychologist. So you're all in it, everybody's medical field except for me. Okay. My oldest brother he was a great artist, but he told me straight up when we got out of school, he said, I'm not gonna be broke. He said, I'm not gonna be broke. You're gonna be broke, sis, if you continue to he said you're gonna be broke. You're gonna be a broke, starving artist if you continue to go down this path, right? And so I decided I was going to continue to go down that path. I like to draw, and the drawing at some point in life kind of dropped off, right? But the love for fashion didn't, and I ended up finding my way, and here we are today. But I told myself back then, because I knew that I felt that family had counted me out, right? You ever feel like your family didn't count you out? Yeah. They asses counted me out, y'all. They counted me out. And so, because they counted me out, I said, I wanted to know how much a doctor makes an hour. Okay. I remember. I said, I'm going to see how much my brother make. And I'm going to make more money than him doing this. And that was always my goal. And so, um, I can say this today. I am the one person in my family that truly followed. I followed and went and did my passion, right? And then fell into certain things. Um, when my daughter was 16 years old and she started talking about being a teacher and everything, and we didn't want her to be a teacher. I'll never forget the day she said, Dad, you breed dogs. Like, we was like, teaching, that's not a career, da 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 da. And I was wrong. Like I said, y'all, I was wrong. I don't think like that anymore. And she said, Daddy, you literally breed dogs and mama do t-shirts for a living. Right? So let that shit sink in. Okay. About 4 houses of t-shirts and dogs. Right? So it's kind of like, okay, let that sit in. My husband, when I remember him telling me, babe, I can make money because I used to not like dogs. I'm still not that crazy about dogs. Y'all might say, how is you not crazy about dogs? And you say you got 50 dogs. Mm-hmm. Literally 50 or more. They're not all with me. They in kennels and at different places, right? Um, but because I loved him and I knew that this was this man's passion, and I knew that this was this boy's talent. I've seen my husband walk up to stray animals, dogs, animals that were hurt, and literally talk to them. Okay. I've seen when when you got a man that can pick up a fucking skunk and help a skunk, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ninja, that's your passion. That's your love. That's your gift. That's your talent. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm not gonna fight that. So I didn't fight that because I knew that okay, my marriage wouldn't have even lasted. We would have just been unequally yoked if I had not let him live out his dream and he let me live out mine. So when he told me that he was gonna start selling dogs, y'all, he was selling pit bulls at first, right? And I was like, okay, well, I gotta help this brother make some money if he gonna sell dogs. I gotta help you make some money. So he ended up getting into the Lopahas, and I was like, okay, well, if you how much? Cause see, this is what black women do. Well, baby, you want to sell dogs? How much money can you make selling a dog? That's what I want to know. How much money can what you sell a dog? How much money can you make selling these dogs? That's the first thing that I want to know. So he told me, he was like, these dogs at the time, I think they were selling for about $1,500 or $2,000 or whatever it was. So it's like, oh, okay, so okay. Well, if that's what you're gonna do, then that's what we're gonna do. See them right there. I gotta go in and pull that out. I didn't realize that was on there. So if that's what he was going to do, then okay, I was gonna figure it out. So I started researching and I told him, I said, you need to get online. And so that's what we did. We put him online, put his business online. We're not gonna be able to do that. We're gonna have to leave that in there. And then we're just gonna have to make it match the color of the shirt. Because let's see if I can weld it and make it. There we go. And if I can weld this, you have colors like that. If you can take it and weld it, there we go. Now we're good. Okay. And then on this right here, we can even weld that too. Let's see if it weld. Okay. Because we want the color to take on the back color of the shirt. Okay. Control G. Now I gotta find out what they plan to do with this extra little thingy that's down there below that, because she says she wants this printed as two colors, so I definitely need to see. But anyways, we took his passion and I put him online and I found dog places. I started, you have to start researching, like say that you have a cup that you want to sell, right? I'm gonna tell y'all something that my son told me back in the day. He said, I always knew that little Ken was gonna be all right because he was so smart. So my son, I was doing cups and he said, Mom, focus on one product, a dad mug, right? He sold a dad mug, one dad mug, Father's Day, during like the time of Father's Day, over he probably did it for about 5 years, one design that he would do. And he probably make about 20 grand during that Father's Day season. But he would start like 2 months before Father's Day, start advertising, put his stuff up, advertise, selling one product, one mug. And us creatives, crafty people, right? Because we can do so many things, sometimes we lose focus. How many of y'all lose focus? It's like I can do all these things and sell all these things, but you never focus on one thing. You never focus on one thing. I'm gonna tell y'all who's great at focusing on that one thing is Cassandra Wilcox. She's good at focusing on. I've looked at like her work and what she does, and if you look at her motto, right, it's nothing special. is she focuses on holidays and things that are going on, and she repeats the cycle every year, just like Lil Kim. She repeats the cycle. She don't come out with no new classes. It's this challenge, it's that Easter challenge, 4th of July challenge, uh Irish Day challenge, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So if you start thinking like that, like focusing on like one product that you could sell on the side of you doing your shirts and doing the other things that you like to do, you'll be fine. For me, I said, okay, I'm gonna focus strictly on screen print. And that's where I've always just been, over on screen print, focusing on screen print. This shirt is not supposed to be white. This shirt is supposed to be gray. This shirt is supposed to be a sports gray. Which means if this shirt is going to be a sports gray, I wonder, does she want that dang on, if this shirt is supposed to be a sports gray, y'all, then that's going to be a problem, because we would have to go in and put I took that template off. So let's see if we have those color palettes on there. If that shirt's supposed to be a sports gray, then oh, no, 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 boo. That gray there. That'd be good enough to say it's sports gray. Okay, that's good. I don't know what she gonna do with this. I can outline it. Group. Ungroup. Let's put whatever this outline is. We don't need to do that, because we could just go there. Let's just do an outline like that, and then make it like that, and see if she wanted like that, because that's all I got to give. Okay, so let me go over here. So Erica, let me address what you got going on. ChatGPT not working for you. Okay. What are you doing in ChatGPT? Are you creating artwork in ChatGPT, or are you creating, what specifically are you what task are you doing in ChatGPT? Are you designing for clients, like customer designs, things that you want to make for t-shirt designs? Are you doing your ads over there? Are you doing is it, what are you making in ChatGPT? Y'all tell me any type of problems that you got in your business, something you want to talk about. Let's talk about it, because we're trying to get over this mindset today. Okay, we're trying to get problems solved, and get our businesses, everybody's businesses, on track where they need to be. Like, if you were not doing shirts right now, or doing, because some of y'all don't do shirts, some people do all kinds of things over here, right? People do all kinds of things. So front colors, let's just say that is a let's see here. What color red is that? TWU, Texas Women University. Thinks it's more of like a crimson. The maroon. That's what we're gonna use for her color. Maroon, and I want to say that's that is a dark navy, almost black, y'all. The back, we're gonna delete the back, don't have nothing on it. And for the print size, we're gonna do the print size front print. Oh, whoa, whoa. 10.5 inches wide is what we're going to do. Okay, so she has not responded. She might be gone. I was trying to wait and give Erica a chance to talk about that, what she was saying about her ChatGPT not working for her. Okay, let me save this. I'm going to save this as TWU proof. Okay. Oh, we don't need that to be transparent. We'll leave that how that is. I will be so glad. So this is, remember when I told y'all, I said 90% of my back end is 90% of my back end is automated. Once I'm through with the online designer, and I don't know if that'll be before it's dropped, but it will create a job proof. So it will actually create this job proof, and I won't have to do that when people upload their artwork. I had to take this and do all this other stuff. No longer will I have to do that, baby. Files. Let's here save as TW. What is ChatGPT not doing for you? What is ChatGPT not doing for y'all? Because I use it all the time. A lot of people, I notice that a lot of people are going over to Claude, right? And doing different and switching AIs and all of that stuff. Y'all know my favorite, Sora, is gone. Sora AI is about gone. And so now we have to find another program that will do, or another app that will do, that you can do all of your, your advertisements and things like that in, and I'm working on that. So we're just going to pivot from Sora to something else. Let me get this together, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make this at 10.5. And 0.5. Enter. It's going to do that. By the way, y'all know when y'all see me in here and I have all of these are all things that I've built. Oh, something is in there wrong with that one. Let's see. We'll go to Sep Game and just this is one that I did that does this will do CMYK process separations and stuff like that. And then this is the one that you guys see me all the time. So I'll use this to convert the color palette for separations. Like if I want to take a RGB and turn it into Pantone or whatever, and if I need to do the color, and then you can actually create the vector seps and it'll put the seps on the different pages. This been out forever. This been out forever. It's something I never did push, and I don't know why. I think that for me, like I said, y'all, when y'all know I got daddy issues, so I think that when your girl, as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and I should have left that open, because go ahead and just change that into Pantone colors. That way I ain't got to worry about it afterwards. So now it's color separated. Should have did that from the very beginning. Okay. Hopefully she only wants those two. Let's see here. Y'all got any questions or anything out there that y'all want to talk about? I'm gonna just be here working, and if there is a comment or something like that, something I need to address, then I will address it. turn around and put this on 13 by 19. Matte. I thought I had this, set this, there it is. I do have a setting in there. I don't know why, but I always end up just redoing it without doing the settings. Okay, close that, because that needs to be, we need to be doing separations. Excuse me, we need to be doing separations. And so here we got separations. Okay, looks like I got something that's missing, that I got 3 colors, 4 colors. Let's see here. Let me throw this out to the side, because that means I done messed up. Okay, so we got our red. We have our, that's the problem right there. They all on different. Okay. So let's go back and change all of this right here to where it is one color. Ungroup it. So all of this, because we no, did I did it on the other page. I didn't do it over here. Okay. Okay, I see what's going on. I see what's going on with you. I did it on the other page, and I did not come over here and weld. So we have those pieces that will all turn one color when we do it. So I gotta weld this over here. Now I should be able to grab this whole thing and make it color. We'll make it black. There we go. Now we can go to print and print these out. Let's see. And I'm looking at this because I may save some paper today. Let's make sure that they are all, that it's all set up correctly how I need it to be. Color sets. So we got our black, and then we should have that one. So we don't need that gray. I don't think that we need. I think we're going to need those two. Oh, I got a color there that is not. Gotta put that outline on it. Okay. That's why I always go and look and pay attention, because half of the time I don't do a lot of this anymore. So when you don't do a lot of this no more, then you know, hey, you don't use it, you lose it, baby. Boom, boom, boom. We got that one. Let's go back over here. I need to save this as the default. Always print with current settings. Let me just click that so that I don't have to keep doing that. Yes, print with current settings all the time, baby. You switch computers. So 3, I only want to do, let's see which one. That one is the 422C. We're not going to do that one. Those are the 2 that we're going to print out. Yep. Okay. And so actually, now we'll just go in and print it. Yep. Okay. So let me get that printed. Erica, if you're there, I'm still waiting on you to answer that question, honey. Okay. I'm having some problems with my ZV-1 today, y'all. So can't really with my computers. I think I'm almost out of ink over here too on one of these uh, jobs. So the other day we did show y'all the print we did. One of the jobs. I got one of the jobs that we did. I think it was yesterday or the day before. We did. I'll show you guys. Customer's gonna come and pick it up tomorrow. So that Connect Foundation job that we did, that's the thing. And then where are the shirts? Here's what his shirts turned out like. Turned out really nice. Looks just like the job proof. So there's his shirts. And I actually I'm glad that I saw this because, like, yeah, I'd have been to sent this out without that one shirt off in there. Got to pay attention. Um, and then they have, he also got these in black. So these was the black ones that we did, that Ken and them did. This is on a tri-blend, and that tri-blend is really nice. It's tri-blend. So I've got his job proof, and all I'm gonna do is just throw the job proof in there with the shirt so that when he opens it up, he has the job proof, and I may throw a business card in there. So I actually need to add some ink to the system over here. That I don't know where the ink is at, y'all. I really don't. I don't know where. I know we got ink. I just don't be knowing where I put stuff at sometimes. But I know I got plenty of black ink. And it's about time for you can run the printer when it says it's out of ink, but you really shouldn't. See if I can find. So now here's some of our shoes. I don't know where the ink is to those cartridges. Baby. Yep. Where did you put the ink, girl? Could be anywhere. Could literally be anywhere. Should be right there, though. Should be there or here. And it's not in either one of these positions. Let's see if we can get one more print out of there. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. See if I can get one more print until I get off my tail and find this ink that is supposed to be in here. Oh, I could use this. I could literally use. I think I'm gonna go in and make some more of these. I think I'm gonna go in and make some next project. I still have not. Just gonna keep looking. Where did I put that ink at? I definitely need this. Oh, oh, there's a silhouette blade in here. I gotta take that out. Can use that too. Where is the silhouette? As a matter of fact, y'all about ready for a silhouette video? Could do a silhouette video here soon. Where is? Oh. Do now is get that to the print department. Adrian, you really should not send anything to the print department until after the job is approved. But lately, I've been on over, sending it on over there. And I'm gone and get it over and done with. My job is done. I am done. That is pretty much my day here at work. I went in and set up the online designer yesterday. Worked on the online designer, y'all. Um, who we got on? I see we still got two people on the live that's hanging out here. Let's see what we going to do. Let's go ahead and put that down. So, well, actually, I'm gonna leave that up for just a second because I do have something that I need to do, which is to pull up my emails. And since I'm only working on one screen today, I'll leave that up so that I don't show too much or nothing. Send over a job proof. Y'all make sure that you go in and check when you have like if you have like a vidIQ subscription, because they tried to charge me, baby, but I was on it. I got the notification, so they wasn't able to. But let's see here. We got payments, boom. Okay, so who? We had an order come through yesterday. What is the order number? I tell y'all, I can never remember people's names, so I have to look it up from the last order that came through by the order number on the website. I've never gotten so many online orders. The last time I was getting a lot of online orders like this was literally during COVID. Now, probably shoes. 9 out of 10 orders that come in are online, literally online. 9 out of 10 of the orders that are coming in are now online because that online system is killing it. Okay, it's literally killing it. Andrea. Okay, let's see. What is your order number, baby? 59004. Okay. Copy. Go here. I normally just paste that order number in and just reply to that order number. Let's see here. My volume is gone. Are you sure? Okay, I'm looking. Are you sure my volume is gone? I see it moving on the screen. Check your. Let me see here. Okay, I hear it now. Let me see here. Okay, I hear it now. Yeah, but what I was asking you is so I'm on, y'all. What I was asking is, you say yes and digital. Okay. Okay, I don't know what happened. Um so it has to do with your prompting. Um it your problem is going to have to, it has to do with the way that you're prompting. Um, when you are copy, paste, it's definitely going to have to do with your, hold on y'all, I'm sending it, creating a job proof. Um, it definitely has to do with the way that you're prompting for whatever it is that you're doing. Like if you prompting an image, sometimes it's easier to go in, tell ChatGPT what you want, and then tell it to give you the prompt for it to create the image. So what I like to do is I like to do anytime that I'm gonna, sometimes when I'm doing stuff, I will create the image from an actual prompt. Let me tell her something. Your art file. Is this square supposed to be printed? I added it as a outline, but I don't think it is supposed to be there. Please let me know so we can remove it if need be. Okay, and then let's put that in. I'm going to put that over in highlighted. Whenever I do something and I really need to make sure that that person sees it, I want to highlight it because I need you to really, really see it. Like, be like, okay, I need you to really, really see it. Okay, boom. Okay, so that's done. Show you guys artwork, right? So artwork submissions, they still coming in off of the designer. When I was telling you guys that how stuff was coming in, we still have, so this was a recovered order that was recovered off of the website. This order actually came in from you know, the designer. This order came in from the designer. This one, anytime you see the drop boxes, those came in from the designer. Had to update my payment information this morning. This is how, when someone gets what they do, they get an email from us, and that's how the email looks coming from your designer when they have done a design. And that's just, you know, different ones can be customized, but that's pretty much that. Let's go over into ChatGPT. So you say chat is not giving you that final touch. You know, the thing about it is AI, right? So if you're very specific with AI, it is actually meant to, because you got to remember that it's there to give you a helping hand, and maybe not to design exactly the way that you're trying to design something. Like, for example, if I got this cup in my hand, in my this is the vision that I have, I can go over here and tell ChatGPT, hey, I want to create an image for me that says everyday fresh start. And so we'll just do it. Hey chat, I want you to create an image for me. This is going to go on some promotional products. It should say everyday fresh start, and every day should be one line. Fresh should be the second line, and then start should be the last line. I want it to be stacked, but I don't want it to be just straight up and down, right? I want to do it in a cursive font. And then let's put some lemons around it, nice fresh cut lemons, and make it a and actually it should say every day. Every day is a fresh start, and the is in the A, it needs to be like smaller over to the left by the fresh, so it's going to be every day is a fresh start with some fresh lemons. Let's see what it gives us. Okay. So you just have to be like, and then you have to go back in. A lot of times I have to do stuff. I have to go back in, tell it to do it over and over again. And then you have to come in and a lot of times you have to take what you get out of ChatGPT and then take it into your design software and finish it up in your design software. Or if you can't get, it's good for creating. Oh, I like that. I actually like that. I take that, y'all. I actually take that. It's different from this, but it did follow my instructions to the T. It followed my instructions to the T. Look. So it gave me the everyday is a. Remember I said I want the is a shorter, smaller. Stack it, put some lemons around it. It actually gave me exactly what I wanted. It's very lemony, got a lot of lemons. We could then go in and say, make the, go in and say, make that green, the lemons green, and then do it on a white background or something like that. But you got to be really, really specific. And then you have to, with some of my images, I don't do a lot of, I've got some, I do a lot of like stuff like this. Like, I create a lot of, so I do like a lot of t-shirt mock-ups, but then I'll also do stuff like this. Like I've got a 3-day ads class that's coming up that, let me drop that down, make that smaller. I got the ads class that's coming up. And so I'll use it to go in and do stuff like this so that I can give that out in the class, which is what, if you're not part of the school platform, y'all make sure you go over there and join the school platform, because this class right here, if you are part of the school platform, and let me go here, because the class is, there it is, the class is here in the community. It's going to be on April 15th. On April 15th, I'm going to open up my vault. Okay. In 7 more days, we're going to have a coffee meeting. The coffee meetings are here on the calendar. That's where you can come in live on camera in the Zoom room and talk about things. But that class right there is this class here. And this is going to teach you how to create prompts for ads, for making ads, right? That's going to help you scale your business. That's what that is about. And let's see here. So like all of this here type of stuff here, some of this is, I went through different ones. Let me see. I may end up using this as a selling, as something. I may use that one. I created different ones. So like the first day of this class is going to be absolutely free. And then, so I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I'm going to show you guys like the top 7 types of ads. And then what I did here is for Make Mode, for the Make Mode designer, I'm making what's called an ad set. Okay, an ad set is when you create multiple ads, multiple campaigns with different, hitting on different pain points. And so like each one calls for a different thing. So like this one, for example, um, your website should be selling for you, right? So that's a statement like, dang, I got a website. It should be my website not making money. It should be selling for me. I need an online designer to make it sell for me. That's the message, right? And then you have this one, make your small shop look like a big company, right? So they're all hitting on different things. And if you look at this one, and also I'm going to teach you guys colors that evoke emotion, right? And tell you what these colors mean. So when you look at this one, make your small print shop look like a big company. You see this one is more elegant, more prestigious looking whenever you're using black and gold. So things like that. And then we have another saying. Let's see. I went in and I refined that a couple of times. And then here's one. Just let your customers design their own shirts. Boom. Simple and easy. Turn your website into a deal closer. Why is that green? Y'all know why it's green, right? The wording and the colors, they go together so that mentally, when a person is looking at it, boom, that's it. Okay. So all of these, what you do when you're doing your ad set is we will run, I'll actually put all of these up. I'll actually put all of these, not these, because I didn't like the ways that these came out. Can you not see my chat? You said it's not giving you the final. Yeah, I see your chat. You say it's not giving you the final touch. And you said that I know I have to be very specific in what it is that I want. This one is a problem solving one. So yeah, I see your chat, but I can't really like help you here because I don't know, like you're telling me, but you're being really vague. You're not specific enough for me to understand like exactly what it is that you're trying to do. You like the black? Yeah, the black is nice. Let's see here. Let me see how many members we got. We got 73 members. Once we hit 100 members, that's when when this group is gonna take off. When we get to our 100 members. There are a lot of classes that are over here that are over here. So when you first come in, let me tell y'all something. When you first come in to this university, I'm gonna put the code here. When you first join, in order for you to unlock classes, you have to come over to the community page and comment on stuff, right? You got to come in and be a part of the community and all that stuff. That's how you get in and really get everything going, where you know, able to, okay, partake in all of that stuff. So that's how you're able to partake into the classes. So that's that. Let's go here as I get to work on this. I'll show you guys this and then I'm gonna get on up off of here. So as I was working on the online designer last night, I actually activated on my website, which I'm gonna take it down, then put it back up. Sometimes I'll take it down, put it up, do different things to it. So I actually did a couple of more things to it yesterday. I wanted people to be able to actually type into the boxes. So we say add your and then text on a separate line, and then you can add it here. You can also, you know, of course you can do this, but what we did is we went in and fixed it where you can now type in the box. which would help people greatly, you know, with their stuff. And then you can left align, right align, center or right align. I put that one in the center, so, you know, you can still go here and go boom. Oh, that one's not going over there. Show link, show link. We'll figure that one out. But yeah, you can do stuff like that. So that's one thing that you can do. I don't know why. There we go. Add your. Now let me go here and type in your. Okay, now it's back on point. I don't know. So that we added that. We also added the ability to rotate and outline. So if you want, you know how people want to rotate their design. I may end up, it just depends on the feedback that I get. I may go ahead and add the ability to, today, I may add the ability to curve text in this version. I'm not sure, because if I put out everything at one time, then there are no upgrades, right? But once people start purchasing, upgrades come automatically. So that's the good thing about it, is because it's hosted by me. Whenever it gets an upgrade, it's just going to be updated. And you never have to worry about doing anything as far as the updates go. Today's plan is to activate the AI generator and start generating images. And then what else was it that I was going to do? There was something else. Oh, I am thinking, so though, for those of you guys that are on here, what do you think? Should I may make this handle over here a fly out handle. I may make it a fly out handle so that when it's on mobile, it condenses. So I may make this fly out to where it'll have, you know, the AI generator, a little text logo, and then this stuff, it'll just fly out. So I may do that. I know that I'm going to add some more text, different types of text here. And then one thing that you can do when you get your custom designer, this up here where it says create your custom product, you can brand that with your company's name. You can also change these colors, the color theme. So you would ask, okay, hey, I want to change out the color theme of everything. You're able to do that. And let's see, let me go over here to MakeMo. Your online designer is going to actually be hosted over on MakeMo. And so when you sign into your account, you're going to sign into this business portal, and you're going to go into this dashboard, and you will be able to access everything, all the videos, everything that I'm going to be doing, as far as, oh, not that one, this one right here. You'll be able to access everything. So this is what I'm telling y'all. It takes time. People think that people say, oh, you can go and you can build a website in 15 minutes with AI. Not like this, you can't. Not with having back ends and all the things that you need. So as people start to join the MakeMo, you know, we get people start to become MakeMo members and start to join and stuff like that. We have different things. Like I've got the bling designer, and I can't see your chat. I cannot see your chat. Only thing I see you say is you love, I can't, only thing I see is where you posting. Can I see your chat? Can you see my chat? That's the only thing I see, Erica. That's it. I see where you say I love the black. Is that what you're talking about? Because that's all I can see over here in the chat, which is over here what you seeing online. What y'all seeing, that's what I'm seeing. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm still working on the, this is complete. The, where is the bling? The bling app is actually complete, but I, for the life of me, don't know where I put the app. I don't know. I do not know. But as soon as I figure it out, I'll let y'all know. Because one day I guess I took it down. So this is a SVG that converts images into SVG files. And you are supposed to be able to go here and get to the Make Mo Bling thing. But I think I did something and took that folder out. So I gotta go in and figure out what I actually did with that. But yeah, that's what I got going, is to go in and update a few things here. The files, all of your files submit over to the back end, and I actually have to add these back designs here, change that to the back. I added the back design for this one. Yeah, but that's about it, y'all. And everything is actually over on the Lady Print Boss site. If you want to test the, well, you can't even test it because I took it down. But this is where everything is going to live. So you'll have the cloud. Is everything is not there because I took it down. So, but you'll have right off in here when you come to this page on both products, that's where you'll see, like, you'll have the online designer and stuff. Oh, I put the online designer back up over here, so you can go over here on the actual site right now and test this portion. Doesn't have all the other stuff, so it'll probably be down in a little bit because I'm still, working on it. But that's it, y'all. Anyways, I'm going to get up off of here. Y'all have a blessed day, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.